Good morning everyone. Welcome back to the video class. Today in this class we are going to discuss 5th chapter of the history, rulers and buildings. My dear students, all the rulers which were in the pages of history, they constructed various monuments, temples, buildings and architectures to show their supremacy over the kingdom. They also constructed huge palaces and forts, and these palaces and forts were fortified, means surrounded by thick walls. The main motive to show all these things, or the main motive to construct all these things, was only to show their economic prosperity, to show their greatness, to show to the other kings, travelers and foreigners that how much rich their kingdom is. As we shall see properly in the medieval period, a lot of styles were there, because in the medieval period we have seen Rajput ruled. After the Rajputs, slave dynasty came, then Mughals came. So all these rulers adopted the different principles of architecture. That's why we have a variety of the architectural styles. So first, if we talk about the Indian rulers, many Indian rulers constructed the temples. At that time, temples were regarded as the source of the religious activities, as well as it was also showing the economic prosperity of the kingdom. Many temples which were constructed by the king, that were to show that we are the descendant of the God, or we are the representative of the God. God sent us downside of the earth and He ordered us to rule the kingdom. That's why earlier time many rulers constructed the huge temples. The temples which were constructed, in that there were the Sikhara, Vimana, Mandapa, Garbhagriha and these all were of the different importance. Later on, after Gopuram was also there. So Gopuram, what were these terms? Gopuram was the entrance of the temple or gateway. Garbhagriha was the place where main idol of the god and goddess was kept. Then there were the Sikhara. Sikhara were the upper portion of the temple that were constructed in the triangular shape. After the Sikhara or above the Sikhara, there were the Vimanas. Then there were the Mandapas. Mandapas were the surrounding area of the Garbhagriha, in which people gather or in which people make a round around the chief deity. At that time, regularly, king was not visiting to the people. That's why on the religious occasions, king was meeting with their subject through these temples. That's why the temples which were constructed during that time, that were huge and has a great place. Now some of the important temples which were constructed during this time, that were the Sun Temple, Meenakshi Temple, Rajarajeshwara Temple, Jagannath, Brihadeshwara Temple, etc. Later on, when foreign invaders attacked to the India, as well as some Indian rulers attacked to the foreign countries, a lot of temples were destroyed. Because as already I have told you, kings were thinking themselves as the representative of the God, and they were saying that God sent them downside to govern the territory. So, while attacking to the another kingdom, the main target of the king or the ruler was to attack their temples. Because if their temples will be won, then it was believed that ruler was being defeated. Another reason for attacking the temples were the huge resources or great wealth which were preserved over there. Temples were decorated. In some temples, huge amount of wealth was also accumulated. So main rulers who were attacking the temple area, they were looting the wealth and increasing the prosperity of their kingdom. Then, after the Rajputs or after the many rulers, Sultanate period came. In the Sultanate period, the main architectural style which was followed, that was the Persian architectural style. In that, there were the large minarets, there were the pyramid type of structure, as well as oval or round shaped top portion of the architecture. Some of the important architectures which were constructed during the Sultanate period, that were the Red Fort, Qutub Minar, Quwwatul Islam, and tomb of Khwaja Muinuddin Chishti, etc. Then after the Sultanate period, Mughals came. As Mughals came, they brought a special architectural style with them. The main feature of the Mughal architectural style were Charbagh. In that park was there, that park was divided into the 4 portions. Then arched gateway. Beside that, there were the Pietra work, means roads were paved. After that, there were the white marble and red stone, domes were there, and main thing, the minarets. These all were some important. Later on, if we talk about the Mughal period, then during the reign of the Akbar, it got some prosperity. Babur also constructed few. But if we talk about the most important ruler who has a great significance in the field of the architecture, that ruler was the Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan was also regarded as the engineer king, because during his time, a lot of important architectural buildings were constructed. Some of the important buildings which were constructed during the tenure of the Shah Jahan, that were the Taj Mahal, Moti Masjid, Red Fort, and Jama Masjid. As we are knowing, Taj Mahal was made up of the white marbles. It got its place in the 7 wonders of the world. It is located on the bank of the river Yamuna in the Agra. Moti Masjid was also constructed in the Agra. Then Red Fort of the Delhi. It is of great importance. It was constructed with the red sandstone, and it is also located on the bank of the river Yamuna. In the Red Fort, 2 important places were there. One is the Diwan-e-Am and another was the Diwan-e-Khas. Diwan-e-Am was constructed for meeting with the common people, and Diwan-e-Khas was constructed so that king can meet with the special person. Then another was the Jama Masjid. Jama Masjid is regarded as the largest mosque. It is constructed in the Delhi. It has a capacity that at a single time 30,000 people can gather over there. Now Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb was regarded as the last powerful ruler of the Mughal Empire, and during the time of the Aurangzeb, any type of architectural progress didn't take place. He was an orthodox ruler. He demolished many temples, and at the place of that temples he constructed the mosques. He also imposed a special type of tax known as the jizya on the non-Muslims. So my dear students, this was something which was related to the rulers and the buildings. Now the portion of our history is over. Bye bye.